back to the field. Early this week and over the weekend, we've had a lot of hail in the area. We're north array today, assessing some of the hail damaged fields. Ideally, we like to wait about a week before we really see what the effects of the hail are. We're kind of in no man's land here at the end of June. We maybe still have time to replant some silage, wet corn, still really pushing that date. And obviously our yield potential is going to be a lot lower planting this late. So some of the things that we want to do when we're evaluating, hail damage, obviously the leaf loss is first thing you do when you go out to the field, and something that we started using this last year or so is some of the AI tools, Chat GPT or things like that, to help estimate leaf loss. It does an all right job and kind of quantifies it maybe a little bit better than we can as we go through the field. The other things we want to look at, obviously, is trying to evaluate what our stand loss is going to be. Is there any plants broken off? Is there whorls tied up and things like that? At this point, we're only 2-3 days after the hail. It's still kind of hard to tell. We had some decent sized golf ball size hail and then a lot of marble pea size hail. So one thing that we did notice in looking at this field, where we easily got 50% defoliation in a lot of this field, probably about 5,000 plants per acre that are significantly tied up or cut off at the base. But the one thing that we've started to notice is we've got a lot of stalk bruising, which for V7 corn is kind of odd that we see this like deeper bruising and this big a concern. But this is obviously a pretty extreme case. This plant, just looking at it before we split it open, you would say like, it's probably that whorl's gonna untie and it's gonna amount to somewhat of a decent plant. But once we split the stalk, we can see that we've got our growing point is really already turning brown, especially on the one side of the stalk. Even if this does start to regrow, there's no way this plant, very unlikely that it's going to make it to harvest. The concerning thing about this field is we have a lot of these stalks that are deeply bruised. It may start to regrow. We get to late July, early August, and then we have a 50-mile-an-hour windstorm, and then we're going to see a significant amount of green snap. So no way to predict that, but keep that in mind as you're evaluating these stands. As far as future health impacts, stock quality in August, early September, a lot of things need to be considered. So with that, we'll wrap it up, and we'll see you back in the field next week. Thank you.